Okay guys, so this is the bag away from the bike obviously. I just want to show you where the straps are and then I'll actually offer it up to the bike and show you the fixings now it fixes on. But so this is the front part as you've seen on the other videos, and it has two straps that go from underneath at the rear up to the what would be the top of the bag. There's then two straps at the back, fixed to the back, that then come over and thread through these clamps. So that's the fixing over the top. You've got a fixing each side. I touched on this in the other video, but these are the straps. Again with the same quite heavy duty fixings. Either side. And then if I just turn it round, on the rear you've got two additional straps, which are these ones here, both sides, same clamps. So that will, these straps will give a tightness to each side of the bag in a loop going round. The bottle bags, which are these here, this side strap goes around the bottle bags and just clamps that in place as well. So it depends how full you've got the bag as to how tight you have to tighten that. That's the two straps that we've just looked at that go over to the front. You've got the two straps at the bottom. They'll go to your footrest, or in my case to those little D-rings I've got on. This is the bottle on the right hand side, and all you do with that to fasten that up is just like any sort of dry bag type environment, just roll it up. Just get it to a nice firm roll on that, and it has a connector there which just clicks into place. These side straps, I'll leave them loose for now until we get it fitted on the bike. And the only other thing really to look at before we put it on the bike is to go back to the front, and obviously I've got the gear in and we just need to roll this down. So like any of these bags, they talk in terms of 3 turns, but after doing the first slight turn, just want to push the air out a bit. You probably can't hear that, but it's farting like a good one. So having pushed a bit of the air out, just turn it another 1 and then just give it another squeeze, and that's fine. So now what I'll do is I'll just turn that down. It's actually about, obviously it'll turn as far as it will turn, and in this case we're down to where I'd be happy with it to be. And then on the side you've got 2 clips, one either side, and these clips are specifically to hold that roll down, and then you can tension that to keep it in place. So that's now in place, and we're now ready to actually put it on the bike. Okay guys, so we've got the bag. Easiest way to carry it on your shoulder. Might not stand up in a tent as flat as an Oxford Aqua T50 or other bag, but it does stand up. It's just I'll probably leave it on the bike most of the time when camping or travelling, and just take out the stuff I want when I get to where I'm going. So I'm just going to offer it up to the bike now, and then I'll show you how it actually straps on in a bit closer detail. So that's going on to the seat. Just making sure all the straps are loose and free. So That's the straps all nice and loose and free. The bike's positioned on the seat, and I'll just show you how it straps on now. So we got the bike sat onto the rear passenger seat, and the front of the bag is right on the edge between rear and front seat. It just naturally sits there, and it leaves the seat, as I've already said in a previous video, it leaves the seat for full use. You know, you can squirm about a little bit. So, as you can see, it sits quite nicely with these rally raid brackets. These straps here are going to go through these buckles at the top. So maybe you can see them. So there's two buckles here. These straps will go through there to fasten the bike, fasten the bag to the bike, partly, for the rear anyway. But to do that, you need to find a strapping point on the bike. So if you haven't got the Rally Raid racks, you can just tie it back to your foot pegs or to the grab rail. But I've got the racks, and they have pre-set holes in them for just this purpose. So I'm going to just thread that through on that side. Just make sure it's not twisted. It is. There you are. So I've just threaded it through there. And then this threads through on the bag, one of the loops. And this buckle, which is quite a heavy duty one, threads through there. And then just tighten that up. Don't give it a full tighten at this stage. And we're going to do the same with this buckle this side. Through the webbing strap, through the buckle, and then just ease it up without over tightening it, and that's now at the rear fixed in those 2 points. So we'll now have a look at the front, and I'll show you how they fit. You've got these 2 straps either side. And again, they just need to strap to something on the bike. Now, again, the passenger footrest is a perfect place to do that. From the videos you might have seen, I've done away with my passenger footrests, and in place I've now got these D-rings just here. And they actually are working, for me, they're working brilliantly. So, what we're going to do is we're going to push that through the D-ring. So that's now attached to the bike, and then bring it back to the buckle, thread it through the buckle, and then just slightly nip it. It's a bit like doing bolts. You just want to nip it till you've got everything set up. I'm going to do the other side now, but I'm not going to film that, and I'll come back to you when I've done that. So I've now attached the other strap on that side in the same fashion as this one. And what I'm going to do now is start to tension these up. But what I found is that for me the best way of doing that is not to do one at a time, is to actually get hold of both straps and just pull both straps down. So by pulling the both straps down at the same time, it's giving an equal tension to it, and you're not going to skew with the bag. So at the moment that's feeling nice and tight, but I'm going to do the rear now. So on the rear it's just exactly the same as I've done the front by pulling them at the same time. I'm going to pull these straps to tension them. So that's pretty good now. I'm sort of happy with that. We've got a degree of stability on that, but I'm just going to now finish it off by tweaking each one of them. So the 2 straps at the front, the 2 straps at the rear, all 4 straps attached to the bike, all have now been tensioned, and that's solid now, absolutely rock solid. So now what we need to do, depending on what bulk you've got in your bag, you may need to compress this down a little bit. So for the side, we're going to just tension the side straps, and I'll just show you how that's done on one side. Okay guys, so we're going to tighten this strap up here. So there's one on either side. They're not attached to the bike. They just draw the bag together on each of the legs, including the bottle pouches. So to save that from swinging around, keep it nice and firm, that strap is permanently around the bottle. You don't actually need to undo the clamp for this one, you just need to loosen it. So now we've got everything in place, all the other straps are tight. This strap is attached to either side of the bag underneath, and it just draws it all together. So what we're going to do now is just tension that. The spare goes through a webbing strap, and then just slightly tighten it up until you've got to a point that you're happy with the tightness of that. So I'm happy with that. That's not going to go anywhere at all, and it just keeps everything in place. So the bag is now firmly attached to the bike. The last thing you do is just tidy up your webbing straps. There's little holders on each of the straps to be able to put the strap through and then tidy it up. So go around and just tidy them up, only take a few seconds. That's the job done, and you're ready to go. So guys, in summary, 4 fixing points to the bike, 2 side fixings that strap the bag tight to itself, and we have ourselves an adventure. But not today, because it's miserable. We've even got some flooding at the bottom of my drive. Horrible it is. Thanks for watching, guys.